Did you get into a boy group from watching an idol radio show, falling in love with their stellar personalities, and upon looking into their discography, realizing you have discovered a hidden gem that you believe will break out of Nugudum, but a year later find out that they were a project group that will end up in indefinite hiatus? Yes.
Yep, guess I'm Oogaloo!
Then you've come to the right place. If you're new here, my lore videos are unintimidating and easy to learn, so by the time you get to the end, you'll easily be able to get a group's lore. With that out of the way, let's get into TAN. TAN, which means To All Nations, is a 7-member boy group that was formed from the survival show Extreme debut, Wild Idol. The members are Changsun, Juan, Jae-jun, Sung-huk, Han-yup, Tae-hun, and Ji-sung. They debuted on March 10, 2022. The first insight into their concept is in their fandom colors, which has Dark Side of the Moon as one of them. TAN's debut album, 1TAN, was released on March 10, 2022. The main focus of the music video are the locations. It first shows Changsun, seemingly sinking in water. But when the camera zooms out, it shows he's in the air, floating down as if he's in deep space. It also shows Sung-huk in a room that has dirt and rocks on the ground. By the second chorus, you see them on a planet that looks similar to Mars. Behind them, there are rocks that spell out TAN. You can't see it clearly in the video, but the rocks themselves also have hieroglyph-like symbols on them. The ending scene is a tape recorder falling into water. The first verse tells the listener to turn off their phone and to go into airplane mode. They want you to be fully in this moment and release any emotions you were keeping inside. They also describe the reader being blindfolded, having their senses awaken, surroundings turning dark, their seventh sense blooming. But what does this mean? There's a scene in the music video where Changsun is in a bathtub before it cuts to him opening his eyes in the water/space going along with the lyrics. Where's a place besides space where you can experience being totally cut off from everything and have your senses heightened, but also completely reduce all pent-up emotions? Sensory deprivation tanks, or float tanks, are pitch-black chambers where a person lays in to help reduce stress and anxiety. You're not allowed to bring anything in with you, phone, books, nothing. You're by yourself just floating in water and Epsom salt. Wait a minute, float? Many people who have done this experience described it as what they expect floating in space to feel like. With lyrics also mentioning the moon and a new world, we are first introduced to the universe TAN is inviting us to. Louder was released in the album W Series 2 Tan, Wish version, on June 21, 2022. We first see them on a bus in space. The Earth is surrounded by debris. Changsun leads the group to the front of the bus. Where they see they have arrived at their next destination, Earth. They start to land and the humans notice them and don't seem surprised at all. When they land, we see that the Earth is covered in trash. There's a shot of Tae-hun gazing up at the floating debris. And another scene of Han-yup looking at humans dancing with plastic bags over their head. We see a wall with the numbers 98.2 kilograms on it. One thing to note is that Han-yup's solo teaser also shows the number on his face. And I have to be completely honest, I spent literal days trying to find out what this meant, and I couldn't find anything, so if you know anything please tell me and free me from this hell. We then see Tae-hun again. But this time his eyes glows as he destroys the debris. In the next scene, the lyrics Beauty, Beauty takes it all are played, and Beauty is the Chinese character written on Tae-hun's hand. The ending scene is Tae-hun grabbing the tape that we saw in the previous video. In the lyrics, the moment the moonlight stops appears. This will be important later, so remember it. The overall theme of the video is world peace and environment conservation. W Series 2 Tan, We version, was released 1 month after the previous album. You might have noticed already, but these two albums have the same name, aside from the versions which are Wish and We respectively. According to TAN, these albums are connected to each other. In the video teasers, each member has a different moon color. Hanyub red, Taehyun blue, Juan green, Sunghook indigo, Jaejoon yellow, Jisung orange, and Changsun purple. In Sunghook's teaser, he's holding a cassette tape. In Jisung's teaser, we see him drawing the whale from the Louder music video. The music video opens with the wet cassette tape player and the moon being in shadows. It cuts to a moon that's drawn on a blackboard before the camera focuses on Juan and Taehyun. In the gym, Juan looks over at Taehyun and Sunghook notices, trying to get Taehyun's attention. In the background, you see various posters on the moon and space on the wall and fence behind them. Taehyun and Juan are at the sink and playfully splash each other until they hold the hose up and a rainbow appears above them. Juan then looks over at Taehyun. It cuts to Taehyun sleeping in a classroom, and Juan closes the blinds next to him. But he wakes up. While Taehyun looks at the blackboard, Juan is reading a book called Walking on the Moon. It says another galaxy and I'ma make it for you. Both of them seem to realize something because they rush out of their respective places. Juhan goes to the roof and looks out of the telescope. On the roof, a poster reads Blue, Moon, Daisy, Love, Youth, Friendship. The moon on the poster is orange. Taehyun meets them and they smile at each other. But then the rest of the members follow right behind him, and to me Juan looks. I don't know what the word for it is, but he seemed kinda sad he couldn't share this moment with only Taehyun. But he still welcomes them all to look at the telescope. They look at the moon, which just a graphic that's blue before it changes to the phases of the moon, flashing a different color of the rainbow. The ending is someone drawing the moon that was on the blackboard. Since this album directly connects to the previous one, it's safe to assume the story connects as well. So, y'all are gonna have to let me cook for this, okay? Just hear me out. I'm not sure if this was the intention, but I'm running with it. Interestingly, the first verse is sung by only Taehyun and Juan. Juan says that they're drowning in tension and can feel a new dimension. Taehyun says the line "look at me," which is shown in the music video. The rest of the song has a romantic feel to it, and it seems like the director of the music video wanted to portray the lyrics in the music video using Taehyun and Juan, which is super cool. Aside from the slice of life romance happening, there's something else occurring in the video. Since this is connected to Louder, a theory came to mind as to what is happening. As always, if you don't like this theory, it's totally fine. This is just my interpretation. I believe that Walking to the Moon takes place before Louder. At first, I believed it takes place after the events of Louder, when Taehyun destroys the debris. And while it can still be true, there's some lyrics and things that happen in the video that would make more sense if it happened before. In Walking on the Moon, the members are in a school setting, and in Louder, they arrive to Earth in a school bus. There's also the case of the tape recorder. In Do, it's in water, and in Walking to the Moon it's still wet. The members then take it with them on the bus. In this song, the wish to go to or create another galaxy is mentioned. In Do, the lyrics mention that the world is falling and kissing the new world. It could be that TAN want to leave their home planet, perhaps due to it being dangerous to live on it. In the second verse of Walking on the Moon, the lyrics are "the last moonlight shining on you." In Louder, there's a similar lyric. The moment the moonlight stopped. One of their fandom colors is dark side of the moon, so it seems these go together. Their moon stopped orbiting correctly, only showing the dark side. This would also go with the first line of the song being Twisted Orbit. In the music video, it seems that the members are studying the moon, possibly trying to find out what's the cause of it. Juan seems to realize that it might be because of something in the galaxy, and goes to the roof to confirm his theory. It seems that whatever Juan and Taehyun realize is right. Whatever is causing the moon to orbit incorrectly must be from Earth, which is why they go there. When they go to Earth, they see how there's a dangerous amount of debris on and around the planet, and they destroy the trash to help the Earthlings. The poster seen on the roof also points to this. Daisies are associated with new beginnings, love and hope. There are two colors that are put to our attention on the poster, blue and orange. Blue daisies are associated with mystery, while orange ones means creativity. With this we see why the boys leave their home, and we can move on to the next video. The album Dream in Durham was released on October 22, 2022. In the teasers, each of the members are acting a little strange. In G's songs, he grabs a handful of cake and eats it. In Juan's, he pours cereal and orange juice before drinking it. Sung Huk prefers to eat just a hot dog bun. Changsun makes a donut sandwich. Taehoon eats glittery string with bread. And Hanyup eats an ice cream cone upside down. The music video starts with them peeking over a fence peering into a backyard. They then proceed to break the law and trespass, walking behind a sheet. But as they pass behind it, an alien is shown. After breaking yet another law by stealing clothes, they find a diner and just start eating the food. But they do get the bill for this, and they start cleaning the diner as compensation. We're shown a newspaper that has the headline "Communication into Space," and the article are the lyrics to "Louder." We're also shown a book that has lyrics to "Walking on the Moon" that's titled "Bright Side of the Moon." The boys then find a projector beam and stare directly into it. This is a reference to the movie E.T., where the titular alien does something similar. It then shows a member's shadow that looks alien-like. The boys make their way into a hotel and hold up newspapers. The newspapers all describe Earth coming into contact with a UFO that landed in Seoul. Weirdly, the photos are of actual UFOs and not the bus. The video ends with them sleeping in the diner. We finally have official confirmation that they're aliens. We also see that their visit has made national news. The music video for the most part is to show how they're adjusting to their new life on Earth. It seems that they really enjoy the Earth life, so I wonder what's next. Unfortunately, the title track, Hypertonic, visually and lyrically, doesn't really touch on their lore. But a B-side does. Area is the last song of their album W Series 310, World Version. In the first verse, they bring up Area 51, which is culturally known in America to theoretically harbor aliens and UFOs. In the chorus, they exclaim that they will make a town and shut down the surrounding area. Fun fact, this could also have something to do with Area 51. Close to Area 51 on the extraterrestrial highway is a small town called Rachel. Because it's the closest town to Area 51, it is regularly visited by tourists. The town is mentioned in the show X-Files, and the staff of Independence Day gave the town a time capsule. The town was also where many people stayed during the 2019 raid of Area 51. In the post-chorus, they mention going beyond orbit like Apollo. This is a reference to the Apollo space program, NASA's project to send people to the moon. Area is ultimately about the boys wanting to show the world who they are, that they've taken over the planet and they're here to stay. Unfortunately, until TAN returns, this is the end of their storyline. I hope that eventually they'll come back so I can jump back on their UFB, but until then, thank you so much for watching. Bye.
아무렇지 않아 하루 종일 네 모습 떠오르